Okay, then I think we can move to the next part, that is of code pipeline. So let me go back to the AWS console. And again, from the services, we'll search for code pipeline and we'll start creating a new pipeline. So in order to do that, you can simply go over here. You can click on the create pipeline and you can name your pipeline. So I'll name it as demo. And you can means you can either create a new a service role or you can use existing roles. So these roles will basically decide means uh, i- i- this will decide whether you can uh, provide all the services which you are doing over here or not. So yeah. So basically, means for example, let's say that you want to give permission to S3 bucket. So in your service role, the permission for S3 bucket should be assigned. Else, you will be not able to means communicate with like means S3 bucket, and your whole build and all those services will be failing. So always remember to check the means if you are getting errors while means performing certain tasks, whether you have the permission in your role or your IAM user. So always remember to check that. And for this purpose, we are going to create a new means a new role. So I'll create a new role. If you want, you can simply means change these locations and all. So for today's session, I'll just skip over this advanced settings and all, and I'll move to the next part. So now, as you see, you will find that the next stage you have to provide the source. The source is basically the place where you have posted your code. So it can be GitHub, it can be S3 bucket, it can be ECR, or it can be code commit. So currently we created one code commit, so we'll use that, and for the demo purpose we will use that. And next section, if you see, there's an option called like means detection option. So basically either you can your means basically if event change can be detected through CloudWatch events, or you can continuously keep on polling means your repo and look for changes and all. So it is always recommended to go for the event based rather than the polling based. So we'll go with the event based, and we'll move to the next stage. So now it will ask us for the build provider. Build provider. So uh, yeah. So basically, if you means if you are familiar with Jenkins, and if you have hosted your Jenkins server, you can provide it over here, and it will again ask you the URL and project names and basically provider name. Or you can use the AWS code build, or you can for example, if you want to just skip it, you can completely skip this stage. So I'll skip it again means when we'll be talking about code build, so we will just integrate it over here. Okay, so let's skip that stage. And again, this deployment is also like where you want to deploy this code. So do you want to push it to S3? Do you want to use code deploy? Do you want to use code Elastic Bin Stack? So basically, all these services are like means where you can host your code. So basically, um, if you want to use code deploy, so you can use code deploy. If you are quite not familiar with all the DevOps practices. So it is always recommended to go with Elastic Beanstalk because it has all the packages installed, and means it's like a complete GUI where you can simply plan your pipelines and all. And only thing is currently they don't support HTTP2. So if you are okay with going with HTTP1, then you can simply go with Elastic Beanstalk. And then if you are means if you want to go with the containers, you can simply go with EC. So it's like Docker's containers and all. So And if you want to just store the bucket, so for example, in our case, it's like we want to push our file into S3. So I'll go with the Amazon S3 build. Okay. So now it will ask for an S3 bucket. So currently I don't have any. Uh, I didn't create it in S3 bucket, so I'll create one. So I'll again go to the services tab and scroll down to the S3 and open it, and I'll create a bucket. So I'll create, always remember the bucket name will be globally unique. Uh, so, so as you see, the bucket name already exists. So it means someone in the world has this bucket name. So what I'll do is I'll provide another name. Okay, move to the next version. So you can enable versioning and all. So versioning is basically where you will means if you want to keep the all the versions, so small changes for your files, you want to keep all last versions, so you can enable this. So if you are going with versioning, so you always remember to have created some life cycle, so that you can reduce your cost. Else after some time you will have a lot of means unwanted data or unwanted files over there. So in order to save costs, so you can enable lifecycle management along with enabling versioning. So currently I'll means not check that. I'll keep it unchecked because it's simply demo. And always remember that means now if you go to next tab, so now AWS blocks any public access to your bucket. So for our demo purpose, since we want to uh, see those files, so we'll allow the public access, and we'll move to the next stage. We'll review it and we'll create a bucket. So yeah, now I'll move to again means to our pipeline, and I'll look for our bucket. So it was demo. Okay. So I'll keep the bucket key as, okay, say demo, and again I'll move to the next stage. So we'll give you a summary of what stages you have, and it will start creating a pipeline. And once the pipeline is created, you'll see that means it will start means your complete pipeline process. It will be automatically started, and like after the stage one is done, it will move to the next stage. It will move further to other stages and all. So it will be like that. So as you see, means it was totally means all the stages passed. So this green bar and this green text will symbolize that there was no error. If there is any error, you will find these things in red. Okay, and there will be an explanation over here where you are currently finding just now. There will be an explanation over there. So now I'll go to our bucket and see what happens. So if you go to our bucket, you will find that means a folder named demo was created, and in this the latest version. And if you make public, so you can access this bucket. So currently we didn't provide it means like headers and all, so we are able to download it. So it's like that. So means if I would have given the name as index.html, then the file name would have been index.html. So it will be like that. So yeah, and so this is all about means code pipeline. And if you want to add certain stages like after the whole process is done, I should be notified or I should be send an email or SMS. So you can easily do those kind of things over here. Or if you want to have a manual intervention, so suppose that you have a complete, everything automated and means you have a build server, you have deployment a staging server, and you have a production server, and you want to push to the production only after a manual approval. So you can add all those kind of things. So in order to do that, you can go to edit portion, and you can add a next means add few stages. So for example, over here, we want to go with the manual approval. So I'll write manual um, approval, and I'll add that stage. Now it will ask for the action, what you want to do. So I'll write as PO review. And if you click if you expand the action provided, you will find one option called manual approval. And once you select it, you will ask for, I mean, it will be asked like some SNS topic through which you want to send, or you want to be notified. So it can be through emails, it can be through SMS. So all those kinds you can do over here. So these are like optional fields. So you can simply leave it for now. And okay, sorry. So you can simply add the next stage. So it is as simple as that, and you can directly save it. So so you can modify your complete pipeline, development pipeline. So it means in like few stages. So few clicks, you everything will be done. So now if I simply release the changes again, and if you see that again, means the complete changes will be triggered. So like means it will first go to source, then it will go to deploy, and then again it will go for manual approval. So once this stage is passed, again the next stage will be triggered, and again once it will move to the last stage. And since it is manual approval, so it is in waiting stage till we pass it or till we fail it. So it will be always in blue till we either approve it or we reject it. So even if you refresh, you will always find it in waiting for approval. So if you go to the review section, you will find like now two options. One is like approve and one is reject. So for now, I'll reject it. Okay, so that you can see what happens if anything goes wrong. So as you see, means it became red. And if I refresh the page, once, yeah, means it will become red. So the complete stage will be red because it failed. Basically, we didn't allow it to move further. So, so it basically failed over here. So it will be red. And again, if I go again and again, release the changes, and again I move it to like means I approve it, it will become green. So this color will be always there, and till it is like waiting stage, so it will be, or it has been processed, so it will be blue. So if you have any query till now, you can ask, else we'll move to the next stage. Okay, then I think we can move to the next stage. So I'll again share my screen. So the next, so I'll just go and approve it. Okay. Okay, so once now I have approved it, so it will be green. So Okay, so now the complete pipeline is over here. It is in green stage. So now what I'll do is I'll create some, means I'll alter this stage and I'll go and create some build. So this build, right? If you go to any like means AWS build, AWS code, sorry, build spec dot yml. So so means in order to proceed with the build, you need to have a build spec.yml file. So if you means like Google it, you can find this link. So I'll put this link in the chat and so that if you want to refer, you can simply refer this link. So yeah, means so this is where means you'll find the build spec.yml. So actually, this file is required in order to, and this file should be in your Git repo in order to get started with your build and automatic builds and all. So if you don't have this file, what means then means you will be not able to utilize the build services of AWS, because it will be means always originating with some build spec.yml. So it can be means the name you can change, but it should be a YML file, and according to your like means language or tech stack, you can means provide these stages. So if you means see this file, so it start with the version, then it will ask us run as an on. So and then you, if you want to have some credentials into your into if you want to pass some credentials into your um, build, so you can use the env and you can pass the variables, you can pass the parameter store and export variable, or you can use secret managers. So else, you can leave it blank if it is like normal behavior. You don't have any that much security keys and all. And then there's a proxy. So you can use after that you have all this build stage defined into some phases. So which is like install page, install, pre-build, post build. Yeah. So basically, it starts with the installation. So whatever packages are required. So for example, let's say that you are using a Python library and you want to install all the packages from requirement.txt. So you can write your command over here, so in the command section. So you can write like pip install -r requirement.txt. So it will always before running the program, it will run those things. So always remember, since you will be putting those into uh, if the required file is in git you can say git uh, or code commit folder, then then those will be not available in install dot, so in the install stage. So if you want to install only like GCC compiler or any packages which are required. So for example, in order to run our Python program, so in order to run the pip install commands and all, so we need to install the Python package over here. So we can, if it is not available in, you can say in AWS by default environments which they provide, you need to install those packages. So you can use yum install those kind of commands over here. So this is like before building stage. So in order to run Python packages, uh, uh, um, what packages you need to install, you can run those command over here. Write those command over here, and it will be automatically run over there. Then there's a stage called pre-build, so which is before the building starts. So like means before the code exactly start getting built. So these files you can, and the commands you can put over here. And then there's a build command. So this like means this will be like your pip install -r requirement.txt or python migrate.py means Python migrates. Those kinds of commands you can write over here. There is a post build stage where you can simply push or notify people that the bill was passed, and then this is the complete report. So static code analysis and all those kind of things. So if you are doing through, you can do it through command. So you can write the command to do that over here. Then there's artifacts, then there's cache. So these are like means secondary things which you can pass into your build spec.yml. So I hope you understood the concept of build spec.yml. So if you have any query in this, you can simply ask means you can put those questions in the chat window, so that I can answer those. Else we can move to the next stage. Okay, so I'll move to the next stage 10. So again, let's go to our AWS console, and we'll go to the code build section, and we'll start creating a build project. So in order to do that, you need to provide a project name. Some description is optional. You can provide the tags. So this will help you see in which tag the pricing is more, or all those kind of analysis you can do through tags. So then it will ask you for the source file. So in our case, it will we are going to use AWS code commit. It will ask for the repo. It will ask for the branch. So I'll choose the master branch because currently we have only that one. Then you can go to the clone depth and all. So these are in additional configuration. And if you scroll down in environment section, you will find like managed image, custom image. So basically these are like custom image are basically if you are going with some Dockers and all. So basically containers services, you need to use custom images, else you can use managed images by AWS. So it will ask for environments, operating system. So you can select either Amazon Linux or you can select Ubuntu. So Amazon Linux will run with Yum packages, and Ubuntu will be running with apt-get packages. So as per your convenience, you can use any one of them. Then you can move to the runtime. So I'll put standard image, I'll put as 1.2 with 64 GB. Yeah. So now I'll go with I think image version. I'll keep it as default, which is the use the latest version. I'll not give any privilege and all. I'll provide means this again means you need to provide some roles and all. So always remember that uh, as- uh, roles will be basically deciding factor whether your build will move forward or it will fail, because if your build don't have the permission to perform those actions which you want, then it will fail. So always check with your permissions and all. Okay. Now you can go to VPC. If you are going to use any different VPC, you can go with different. Else you can use it means your default VPC. Okay, and means you can select the compute. So for example, you have some. So you want to use your pipelines for some heavy computation work, so you can go with heavy memory size. Else you can go with 3 GB memory and two vCPUs. And yeah, again means if you have any like environment variables, so which you don't want to put into build spec.yml, you can put it over here also. Okay, and then again means here it will ask, so what will be your build spec.yml file, where it will be available. So by default the name is build spec.yml, and means it will look for in the root directory. So if you have given it into some other directory, you can provide the folder name and then buildspec.yml or whatever name you have given, you can select. So again, means if you want to check the logs, you can provide the logs over here, or you can directly go and you can create build project. Click on create build project. So it will create a build project for us. Yeah. So our build project is ready. Okay. And okay. So now I'll again just go to our code pipeline. I'll add this to our pipeline. So one more way to create a build is by means through your code pipeline only. You can go to your so you can edit your stage. So in second stage, I'll be writing the build stage. Okay, I'll be and then action I'll provide as build. So in build, I'll go with AWS code build and I'll select source artifact, then project name as demo, variable nothing, that's it. So suppose you want to you have not created any build, you can click on this button create project and it will help you create the build project which we created just now. And you can go and click on demo and then again you can go and save the stages. So basically our complete pipeline will be ready. So this is how we create our build code build. And if you have any query till now, you can ask, else we can move to the next section.